Right, hi guys, back for another quick one. But I'm hoping it'll be a quick one. It'll probably drag on a little while, but what we want to be doing is we are going to try to show you how to combat a blockage on your machine. Now, I'm not going to personally do mine, but I will show you how to get going, and I've got a couple of heads down here that, well, I've got one that in particular has been used and we're going to give it a clean out. So, first things first, as you can see, you've got this cover you're going to need to take off. Obviously, this machine is the 6040 Rainbow machine. Now, a lot are very similar because I've noticed that even other brands use similar motherboards and stuff. So, take this as an overall thing. Do follow your manufacturer's guide as well though, because obviously if they're offering a warranty, you don't want to do something outside of it. This is just how I deal with it, and I'm not one of these that print all the time, so I've had to make sure that I can combat blockages. Now, this machine was purchased in October 21, and I've had one major-ish blockage where I've had to use a syringe, and I managed to solve the problem, and it's still going strong now. Touch wood. Same head. So, I've known people that's gone through 5, 6, 7, 8 heads and more. So we're going good here. You're going to want to take this one off as well. One thing to watch out for, obviously this is a dual head one, some of them's got 3. Just again, be aware, if you can't remember or you don't have the manual, you can't get hold of the tech for them anymore, you bought it second hand, anything like this, just take a note, whether that be record what you're doing, take a photo, just do something to make sure you know your setup, because it might not be the same as mine. But obviously with these, the cables go from the left one over to the right side. There's 2 sockets on the top of each, and they plug down in coordination. Now, they are labelled, and they're labelled to the ports. But what you'll find is this outer one, here is going to the furthest one back there. The inner one is going to the inner side. The outer one here is going to the outer side, and the inside is going to the inner side. Excuse sniffing, I'm still getting over this man flu. All you got to remember is you cannot get any of this ink in where these cables go, because as soon as you turn it on, you will fry that head if any ink's sat in there. So put a piece of cloth like this, put some this side, blue rag. Just make sure you do not get it down where those cables go. Now, if you think you're not going to get it down there, think again. Gravity is not on your side, and however much there's not a lot in these and it won't gush out, you will get drips. So my advice is when you pop one off, pop some of this blue, make sure there's blue rag there, and have a secondary piece of blue rag or something underneath, place it on top and bring it out. Now, I would possibly go so far to say, if you've got a little piece of blue rag and a very light elastic band, that you could maybe wrap it around just to keep it there for now. Obviously it's not brilliant for permanent because it could soak through. Just be mindful, keep that far out of the way, and don't get ink everywhere. Also, when I say a light, I mean a very gentle elastic band, because these things are very delicate. Now, you can feel it here by that. You're not meant to be touching this or this. You're meant to handle them like this. And I won't zoom in because it'll take 3 weeks, because I seem to have put the slow zoom on. But around the ones on the machine, there's a little sleeve and like a little fine jacket. Pop that off when you renew them. Alright? Now, what we'll do first is we'll show you the position of what we do with the head, with the carriage. Now I'll put the machine on, so it's going to get a bit noisy. Software's up, hopefully it'll recognise it. Yep, there we go. We're going to maintenance and we're going to platform control. And we're going to take her right the way to the top. Now this just gives you plenty of clearance room to work around your machine. Well, I say plenty, it's not plenty, but it is better than being low. Underneath that carriage that is moving up, make sure you don't get complacent and put something under there, like especially your cleaning solution, because the last thing you want is this big old pot of solution in under there and then you forget about it. When you lower this, you'll cause damage. We're going to move the head across, so we just press the left button once, twice then. I can hear the machine doing something. All it does is the cleaning station lowers and it releases this, so we can just move it over a bit. It don't matter too far because in a moment we're going to turn the machine off, and now it's off, the motor's released and you've got full use of moving it around if need be. So that's as far as we need to be touching that computer right now, so let's move over to here. Now as you can see, I'm not going to do that. Actually, if I lower you, then you should be able to see everything. I think I've got everything here. Now you can see here, this is a new but second hand. So I bought these on the cheap before and I lent one to someone and it's obviously not been cleaned, so we're going to clean it today. First things first, this is a brand new one. I just wanted to show you a brand new one in case this plays me up because I don't want to get ink everywhere. Plenty of blue rag on hand, cleaning solution. Now what we'll just very quickly show you is that obviously this is the damper. You should have done this from day one, but hopefully this isn't day one almost, because I know some people get their machine and they're having to change these heads already. So on the bottom there's a little plastic catch. We can release that. It's sometimes a little stiff. I'll try. There we go. Let me show you on this. Just a small catch. That is all it is. So we release that. We do not need that piece. And you will notice that inside there's a little rubber grommet. That's just a seal to keep the ink in there. So that it's not just gushing out the side when the head wants the ink. Now, what you'll find is when you take your actual dampers off your head over there, like I said to you, put the blue rag around it, you will find that these little rubber grommets will stay on the head. So I'll show you on this clean one. If I get, these are always quite a tight fit. There we go. We'll push him on, being careful not to touch the front and back. There we go. That's how it would look on your machine. Now if I take that off, you can see the rubber grommet stays there. Yeah. If you leave that rubber grommet on the head and try to put this on afterwards, the grommet will bunch up and you just won't get this on far enough. And you'll think you've got it on, but it's not. So what you want to be doing is you want to make sure you can pop this one off before you place it back on there, whether you replace these dampers or not. And then you want to take it with the concave bit facing up, the flat bit facing down, and like that, and just pop it back in. Okay? So cleaning solution. You could probably use IPA or something, but you can generally get this stuff from anywhere that you can purchase ink. Pour a little bit in there. Now, oh, there is something else. Obviously your daily maintenance really is to go up in underneath the carriage. You could do with some of these. Now I prefer these type, but they're a little bit more expensive. So for the metal shroud, this metal shroud on the underneath, I try to use blue rag, and then I'll use these little fine, almost cotton pads to clean the head. We'll keep a couple of them out. So, I won't mess about with this top bit for now. What you want to be avoiding, if you do take this out, now you shouldn't need to. You should be able to do it all there if you're very... Oh, I'm pointing up here and I'm not even showing you. So you can leave your head in place so long as you've got everything protected and you're doing this very, very carefully. Obviously, I'm going to show you on the bed here. Now, in this situation, it's not ideal for me to be putting this... this head upside down, but we're going to for this instant, and it's a spare cheap eBay head, so I wouldn't even know if it would be any cop. So we are going to do that. Now, if you think it's pretty darn bad, I'd suck a little bit of the solution up. Look, it's staying there. Oh, stay in there, and I would just let a little bit flow onto there, getting some of it in. You don't want to make a seal here. If you make a seal here, you're gonna push the liquid down. Don't help, does it? And you don't want to do that, because what you potentially want to do here is suck the ink up. You don't want to push the ink down, not yet. You want to get, if there's a clog in there, you want that clog to come out this way, because that hole there is far bigger than them little holes there. So I'm going to now make a seal. Can we see here? Let's zoom in a little. Sorry, I've got it set so slow. Now I'm going to have to be mindful of watching the screen. 2 seconds. Want to see that I'm in shot. Right, so this is going to be hard, because what you want to be doing is taking this. Actually, I've got away. One of these boxes which they come in. Oh, he's broken. Okay, that's not going to work. So I'll try to show you this way. Let's start with the first thing anyway. We can do this. A bit of suction there, and then pour on the syringe. I'm pulling up, not pushing. Now ignore that yellow. I don't know if that's yellow. It might well be. But there has been something yellow in this syringe before that stained it. So we've sucked that out. We just suck that a little bit more. We're going to move on to the next one. Suck it out. And like I said, if you need to, get some liquid into these. I'm just going to go one by one, just trying to suck out anything that's here. I know there's not going to be massive clog here, so it's going to be hard to show you. Are we still in shot? Yeah, we are. There we go. Obviously, in an ideal world, you're probably wanting to make sure this syringe is clean. Now, this is the important part. Let's pop a little bit more in there. I put it in the cap because I don't really want to be pouring stuff inside there. I'd rather use it here and then not contaminate anything in there. So for this one now, we'll pull up a very small amount. Like what have we got? We've probably got about a couple of mil there, 5 mil of solution. Now with this head, this is why I say you probably want to do it up there, because now what I'm trying to do is get onto the head here. Now I'm going to need to hold this and push down, but you do not want to just go, where's my fingers, and really fast. You really want to be doing it so gently at first until you can see the liquid coming out, and then what you're watching for is a very fine stream. I could do if, let's see if we can do this. So I'm doing it really gentle. So at the minute I'm seeing just a few blobs coming out of one corner. Whoops. I'm hoping to clear it so that I can show you. I'm just going to get down low and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more blue rag in a minute. Like I say, I'm making mess here because I can. Doesn't really matter because I'm nowhere near my cables, but you don't want to be doing it here like this. Let's push that on. I can tell you one thing. This head won't be no good. It's already trying to go across to the other side. It should be giving me a nice fine stream, but it's not. Didn't get any up then. Nah, it's going to be very hard to show you with this head. Let me see if I can show you with another one. But we've cleaned out everything that was in there anyway. Wow. These heads are bad. No wonder they're cheap on eBay. Don't buy cheap heads. Right. Got a bit more liquid in there. I just want to try to get a small channel of what you're looking for. Can't remember what channel was on there. That one. No, these heads are really terrible. So make sure you buy from a reputable dealer when you purchase these things. You need to be careful because some are reconditioned. That's why it is in the best interest to try to get it from who you bought the machine from sometimes. Like, I know they're expensive, but they cover a warranty on their machine. The last thing they're really wanting to do is have you have a messed up head from sending you another one, so it should be a good one. This one isn't so bad. Let's see if I can show you if I can turn it up the other way. Where are we to? Right, so have I got the right angle? There's a couple of blobs there, but if I start syringing, there you go, can you see that? A small line, obviously it's very hard because it's just going to bubble up there. You don't want big bubbles like that. That's what you're looking for, to see the really fine small bubbles. Now, if I had this upside down now, what I'm looking for is very fine, very small droplets like that. Almost like you've just turned your tap on and a very fine mist of a line of liquid comes out there. Is there any more? Like that, see? So you would then see that you want, if you look very carefully, I don't know if I could show you here. No, it's very hard. So the head lines start around about, oh, let's get in shot, around about there and finish about there. So the majority of that should, let's put you in a different one and see if I can show you. So you can see where the there we go, look, I've just barely tapped that and you can see that line appear in the middle. See? Let's go with this side. There. Do it very gently. You can see it running along that line there. Really, like I said, these heads aren't going to be going on my machine, if ever, for a long time anyway. That's the next line next to it, you see. And you can see that it just stretched over to the other side. On these for UV, I believe there is a small section inside here that gets converted to allow for the ink to go through correctly. There's that one. So I think you get the gist. Obviously we now need to clean up. Let's get some more of this. This obviously is just cleaning solution, so it isn't so dire. It will dry off way before I'm going to ever use this head, even if I do. I've got a brand new head from the manufacturer down there, and only if that dies and catches me off guard, because I don't want to have hundreds of pounds worth of heads here. So I've got one, but let's say for instance both my heads go at one time, I may need to use this head, so it will only be a long way away. So that's how you do that anyway. I would suggest getting it as best as you can. Now you might not get it 100%, get it as best as you can, and then pop the dampers on. Now if it's been a little while, if it's like clogged and you've only just put in the dampers a couple of weeks ago, a month or two ago, then I wouldn't worry about the dampers. If you've got an inkling, if you couldn't see any blockages, it might be wise while you're there is to suck, oh, not even in shot, suck some of this, so this would be connected to your machine, and you go into the bottom end and suck some of the ink through. You can do that. You will want to have made sure you've done a little bit of a clean at the back. So if you're doing this to the white, I suggest in well print, run a couple of strong cleans first so that at least it's had a chance to try to come through, and make sure it's been on for a little while so that it's stirred it. I'd also go to the back of the machine and try to press, try to shake the ink pots a little bit. Oh, wrong way. Shake them up a bit so that you're not just pulling through dud old ink. That'll do. So, yeah, I think really that pretty much covers it. Just be mindful not to get any of the ink on those cables, because what they'll do is the orientation is that's your front of your machine, and your cables go in there. And if you get water or anything in there, ink, that will sit there wet for some time, it will, because if you think about it, this ink is only curable by UV light. So if it's not in direct sunlight and you have not got your lamp on it, it's going to sit there and it will kill the whole thing. So keep that in mind as well. So yeah, that's it. Oh, one other thing. When you do this, you may get, I don't know if we can see, yeah, we should be able to. You may get little bits of stuff down inside around the needle. Try to suction all that out first, because the last thing you want is to put the damper on top and then start pushing ink out and push ink over to this side and stuff. Just try your best to get the syringe down in there and then suck it out. Okay? Also, what I did, I found that these things were handy for that, because you can actually, if there's a puddle in there, you push it in there and it will just totally soak it up. Right, hopefully that helps, and any questions, chuck them down below. Please send me a like and a subscription if you're not already following me, and we will cover other topics like this. If there is anything else you are coming across and you think that I can help you with it, just let me know, and I can always try to make a video. I used to try to send videos across to Facebook and stuff, but they're very limited in size, and it's very difficult to try to rush through. Like, this was meant to be a short video. I think we're at about 30 minutes already. So it's wise just to throw the comments down below, ask me if I can cover that, and if I can, I'll make a video as quickly as possible, usually within a day or two, a couple of days, and I'll upload it and tag you in it, and we can hopefully that'll help you. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you in the next one.